So, I might give you something like this. And I'll ask you radius. How would I find the radius of that, Ross?
So the radius is 11x squared.
Sorry, I forgot the squares. They're supposed to be squared, okay? Compare this. Compare this question, guys, to our model. Our model looks like this. X squared plus y equals r squared. So, what's happened here is I've replaced r squared with 121, which means those two are equal. So I can now write r squared equals 121, and I need to solve for just r. So I square root both sides. So r equals the square root of 121. R is 11. The other type of circle question you may see on this test, radius is 5.5. Give me the equation of the circle.
I can do it.
Okay, what do I do?
I can do it.
Sheldon.
X squared plus y squared equals 5.5 squared.
Yeah. And then how do I find 5.5 squared?
30.25.
Thank you. Put it into your calculator.
That's it?
Done. Equation of the circle.
Alright, so what's the question?
You may get a question that doesn't draw the parallelogram, but says you have parallelogram A. It'll say you have parallelogram A, B, C, D. It'll ask you to find the midpoint between A and B, somewhere in there. So line AB, find midpoint. Then it'll ask you maybe find line AD, same thing, midpoint. Finally, it'll ask you to prove that our new line, and we're going to call these M and N, okay? So our midpoint 1, this is point M, this is point N. It'll ask you to prove that from point M to N, so our new line, M to N, is parallel to either DB or CA, the two diagonals. So they'll want you to prove from those two midpoints is parallel to one of the diagonals. Doesn't matter which one, just one of the diagonals in the question. Okay? So in order to do this, I'm not going to draw any numbers. In order to do this, you need to find slope of MN, which means you use slope formula. So just look back to your old notes. You'll find slope formula in there. Look into them. Then you'll need to find the slopes of the diagonals. So you'll need to find the slopes of both diagonals, which is DB, yep, and AC. Using your slope formula from above. Once you have those slopes, what do they have to be in order to be parallel? There. Equal. Any of those slopes are equal to MN. So if either DB or AC slope is equal to MN, they're parallel. And if they're not, they are what? Just not parallel. Just because they're not equal doesn't mean they're perpendicular, guys. To be perpendicular has to be negative reciprocal. There are other options in the world. Just parallel and perpendicular are two special cases. Anything in between is anything in between. Okay?